Have you ever really thought about how much your street, your actual neighborhood, shapes your health? I'm not just talking about access to a doctor. I mean your day-to-day well-being. Okay, let's dive into this because the science on it is it's absolutely fascinating. So let's start with a pretty provocative question. Does your zip code matter more than your genetic code? Now, I know that sounds like a huge exaggeration, but a massive body of research is suggesting that where we live has this profound, direct impact on our health, sometimes in ways we don't even see coming. So how exactly does a street get under your skin and influence your health? Well, the answer really boils down to one simple but super powerful idea: walkability. Walkability is basically a score for how friendly your neighborhood is to life on 2 feet. And it's way more than just having sidewalks. The research points to 3 key ingredients. First, you've got mixed use. Can you walk to a coffee shop, a grocery store, or a park? Second is street connectivity. Are the streets laid out like a grid that's easy to get around, or is it a confusing maze of cul-de-sacs? And third, density. Are there enough people around to actually support those local businesses and create a lively vibe? Now, here's the really compelling part. This link between a walkable neighborhood and better health, it's not just some local fluke. Nope. It's a pattern we're seeing repeated all over the globe. Exactly. It doesn't matter if researchers are digging into data from France or Australia or the US, the findings are shockingly consistent. All these studies that take a snapshot in time of a population, they all point to the very same conclusion. People in more walkable areas just have healthier profiles. And when we really dig into the specifics, a super clear pattern emerges. The connection is strongest for the stuff you'd totally expect: more physical activity and lower rates of obesity. I mean, that just makes sense, right? A walkable neighborhood is literally built for moving around. The link is still pretty significant for type 2 diabetes, but it gets a little more varied for things like high blood pressure and cholesterol. And that variation actually gives us a big clue about the direct cause and effect chain. But look, snapshots can only tell us so much. To really prove there's a connection, you've got to follow people over time. And that's exactly what some landmark studies have done, giving us powerful proof over more than a decade. 12. That's how many years a groundbreaking study in Canada tracked people. And the results they found weren't just a simple correlation, they showed completely different destinies for people in different kinds of neighborhoods. And listen to this. This is a key finding straight from the study's lead author. In the car-dependent areas, obesity rates just kept on climbing. But in the highly walkable areas, obesity rates stabilized. And get this, the incidence of diabetes actually went down. This shows that how we design a neighborhood can literally bend the curve on huge public health crises. And if that wasn't enough for you, here is the ultimate proof. Another massive Canadian study followed almost 2 million adults for 15 years. And the finding was just stark. Higher walkability was linked to a lower risk of dying from all major non-accidental causes, including heart disease. The takeaway here isn't just about small health metrics. We're talking about life and death. So how does this even work? I mean, how does concrete and zoning translate into a healthier heart and a longer life? Well, it's all about a simple biological chain reaction. Okay, here's how that chain reaction plays out. It all starts with the environment itself, right? The mixed-use buildings, the connected streets. That design nudges you to walk more, which boosts your physical activity. From there, you start to see improvements in your weight. And that leads to the final crucial benefit: a lower risk of conditions like diabetes and, like we just saw, even a lower risk of death. It's a crystal clear path from urban design to your personal health. Now, it's really important to understand that while walkability is this powerful force for good, its benefits aren't always spread out equally. The real world, as always, is a bit more complex. So here we hit a critical paradox. Research shows that the health benefits of walkability are actually strongest for people in lower income groups. This makes it an incredibly powerful tool for health equity. But there's a catch. As these neighborhoods become more walkable and more desirable, property values can shoot up, and this can lead to gentrification, which could potentially push out the very people who stood to benefit the most. And it's not just about income. Studies in the US have found that the benefits of walkability can also play out differently depending on race and ethnicity. It's a really important reminder that a sidewalk is only as good as the sense of safety, welcome, and cultural relevance that comes with it. We can't just build it and expect everyone will come.
Okay, so knowing all of this, how do we translate this powerful evidence into actual action? How do we start building healthier communities for everybody? Well, the research points to some clear roles for a few key players.
For urban planners, the mission is pretty clear: build walkability into the very DNA of our cities. And that means we have to reject those sprawling car-first designs and instead favor connected street grids, mixed-use zoning, and top-notch infrastructure for people on foot and on transit. For public health officials, the role is really to be the bridge. They can use tools like health impact assessments to make sure that health is a key factor in development decisions. And they can partner with communities to ensure that new designs actually serve the people living there, addressing those real concerns about safety and culture.
And finally, policymakers. They have the power to change the rules of the entire game. They can reform zoning codes that, believe it or not, often make walkable neighborhoods illegal to build. They can dedicate real money to pedestrian projects. And maybe most critically, they can create anti-displacement strategies to make sure the health benefits of walkability are shared by everyone.
So let's end where we kind of began. What if the most powerful health intervention of the 21st century isn't some new pill or a fancy surgical procedure, but just a well-designed sidewalk? The evidence seems to suggest that by building better places, we can, in fact, build healthier people. It's definitely something to think about the next time you step outside your front door.